Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Spicy Sunflower Tarot. This is going to be a monthly overview for November using the When Women Had Wings tarot cards. Very beautiful, this violet foil rim and all of the lovely images. Just so beautiful. So Taurus can be your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign. It can also be your Mars or Venus. Wherever you might have Taurus in your chart, this might be a reading that fits for you, but we are doing just a look ahead. And so just reflective more than anything. We're not really predicting. We're just looking. We're reflecting, possibly knowing what we can expect, but know that you always have free will. You always have the ability to decide for yourself how you're going to proceed with anything. And you might be showing up to this tarot reading looking for love, looking for answers on the job, looking for answers with your family. So there might be a little spattering of all of that as we start the reading. Tune into your intuition and let's seek the best guidance for the highest and best good of the sign of Taurus. First, want to look for your recent past. What brought you here to November? We are in Scorpio season, and Scorpio is your counterpart. They are opposite from you on the zodiac wheel. And so your fixed energy sometimes goes really well with a Scorpio. You two seem to understand one another. So we have the devil, recent past. Interesting. Could be have been dealing with a Capricorn. We want to look for current energy. What's your current energy? What is going on right now? That was the past. But what about as November starts? What's going to be that current place for you? High Priestess, very interesting. Another major arcana. This one's for the sign of all the water signs, really. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. What challenges that? We have Strength, another major arcana for the sign of Leo. Strength is your challenge. Maybe finding the strength to deal with something is your challenge. What's above? What's going on in your mind? What keeps you up at night? What thoughts go on in your head? Seven of Swords. Interesting. I'm going to lay everything out. We're going to come back and talk further. What's in the below? What's going on under the surface? You might not even be aware of this, Taurus. What's going on in November under the surface? Four of Pentacles. And the near future. Two of Wands. What about advice? What is advice for Taurus for November? What piece of advice can we give Taurus? The Moon. More water energy, major arcana for the sign of Pisces or Cancer. And then external influence. That's two. Let's put those back. We're going to just keep going for one, just one energy. External influence. It's not you, it affects you. It's someone or something outside of you. Two of Pentacles. Someone outside of you juggling their priorities affects you a great deal. What is your hopes and your fears? Taurus, hopes and fears. Interesting that the truth will be revealed. That's a hope and a fear. What is your final outcome? Possibly. This is potential, not jumped out on the floor. And it was Page of Wands, is Page of Wands. So let's jump into the reading by looking at the heart or the bottom of the deck, the heart of the spread here. Five of Wands as far as overseeing the reading, overcast, overshadowing. Five of Wands is egos at play. Month of November could have a lot of passionate it really reminds me of people in a boardroom and there's a presentation going on and the person giving the presentation has an opinion, but so does everybody else at the table. And it turns into mass chaos because nobody has the floor. Everybody's proving their points, proving they're right. Five of Wands is ego battles, people squabbling over right. Be careful not to write yourself into a situation that you can't get yourself out of. So just be very careful about your opinions, sharing your thoughts, your ideas. Remember that you are that fixed energy and you really do have that stern consternation of my way or the highway. That might not be the best course of action for November. Just showing up as like it's under the deck. It's a highlight. And so I would consider Five of Wands more of a warning, more of a take heed of beware that energies could be running rampant. And if, there's no need to fight, maybe there's no need to fight. That's just my 2 cents though. So you take that if that means something to you and what that might mean for you. So as you come into your month of November, the recent past in the spread is devil energy. This is major arcana for the sign of Capricorn, and something in the months prior to November, they were very toxic. They were very ripe with addictions. People doing their carnal nature behaviors. People obsessed, addicted to sex, to pornography, to food, to gossip. Any toxic behavior. I think of that movie. What was the one about the 7 deadly sins? That's very much devil energy, those deadly sins. Anything that can, gluttony, lying, cheating, stealing, that's devil energy. And that doesn't mean you brought that energy, Taurus, but it affected you. It either something in yourself you noticed, this is enough. I've had enough. And when you make up your mind, because you are that fixed energy, you make up your mind. So if you've chosen to release something from your life, then I think you've made that decision. You've chosen to close a door on something that no longer served you, whether that was a group of people, whether that was a behavior of your own, but you've chosen to close a door. I just finished watching Nurse Jackie on Netflix, and that poor gal, I just love her to death, but she was addicted to pain medication, and that was her devil energy. And there were many examples in that show. I just loved that show, but there were many examples in that show of people having to make the hard call to not have her in their life because she was an addict. So I don't want to start dancing in territory. I'm not like medically trained to give any kind of advice. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a doctor. I have had plenty of experience in my life with people I love being addicted to things, myself included. And devil energy is very tricky. And the devil, just like the devil that we imagine, dancing around, tempting us to do things that we shouldn't do. So if that was you, or if that was someone in your life, either way, I think Taurus bringing you into the month of November was some hard call energy to release yourself from whatever this means for you. Whoever brought this to your relationship, to your workplace, to your environment, I really get the sense and the feeling that a door had to be closed on some very unhealthy behaviors. Five of Wands is a great example of some devil energy. So anyways, that is very interesting. And that really does kind of shine the light on what brought you to your current situation, because your current situation is High Priestess. This is major arcana for all the water signs. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces could be dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, could have that very strong sense of intuition within yourself. The High Priestess is she who knows, male or female. It is just trusting on that internal gut instinct. You know, like when an animal senses danger, you just know something isn't for you. Something devil related isn't for you. You also know something is for you. Something feels right. It lands. It holds truth. It's all about that internal knowing that something is or is not for us, or like a meant to be. Also, it's you kind of sussing out truth. It's you sussing out knowledge and information that others might not be aware of, but you're very keen and you're very astute and you pay attention and you listen with the ears that people can't see. Does that make sense? High Priestess as your internal or your current situation, very strong internal knowing that somehow it can't really be explained. It's just, it's how you feel. You have a gut feeling about something. Strength is showing up as your challenge. And this lion here has the lemniscate. Universal energy is present. The ability to maintain your ego, very similar to this one here, Five of Wands. Your ability to keep your ego in check is a bit of a challenge right now for some reason. Maybe because you know so deeply that this devil energy doesn't belong in your life anymore. With everything in you, you know that a change is in order. And to be strong and keep your ego in check, strength energy is all about taming the beast, taming the ego, holding your tongue, making sure that you're not just out there in the streets striking up arguments and fights everywhere you go. It's very, very internally, High Priestess. It's a little hard right now. It's a challenge. Month of November, it's a little bit of a challenge for you to bite your tongue and not share everybody's stuff, yours included. So strength is a little bit of a challenge right now because you do have these gut instincts, but you need to hold back because maybe it's not the right time to share the truth. But on your mind, no doubt about it, is there's some shady stuff going on. There is some baloney. There's some BS happening in your environment. This is on your mind. This is up above. It is what you cannot help but to give your thoughts to. It's sword energy. Know that there's two ways to look at Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords can be you being very keenly aware, very much, I observe somebody stealing, lying, cheating, doing some shady crap. I've seen it. Or this can be your own ability to deceive yourself. Maybe you stayed in something, this devil energy, for way too long, past its expiration. You convinced yourself that something was going to get better, something was all right, something was fine, that person's not as shady as they look. You convinced yourself, you deceived yourself. It's oh goodness, when you get in your own way. Oh goodness, there's a word for it. I'm going to think of it probably at 3 a.m, but self-deception really does fit the bill too. So somehow, some way, you convinced yourself mentally that a situation was, going to get better, and it just never did. Seven of Swords is just really highlighting that there was bullcrap going on, and a High Priestess here in your current situation, you knew exactly what that was. At the bottom, in the below category, what you might not be aware of, but is definitely there, is Four of Pentacles. And this is a very frugal energy, holding your cards close to your vest, close to your chest. making sure that this person, it's very interesting. What I really just got the image of was someone that hides behind their resources. They don't really feel comfortable sharing their heart. They don't really feel comfortable speaking their mind. They don't really feel comfortable getting in to a big ego battle with everybody. What they do feel comfortable with is hiding behind their money, hiding behind their time, hiding behind their home, staying inside, cloistered off from the world. And if I keep one pentacle above my heart can't get broke. If I keep two pentacles down by my feet won't lead me to danger. If I keep this one pentacle up on my crown chakra, I can't think myself into a bad situation. Do you know what I mean? Someone's protecting themselves, kind of shielding themselves. They're guarded and guided by their own it's kind of self-deception. It's a little bit it gives me that feeling of when you try to buy someone's love, when I don't really know how to connect with you emotionally, but I can buy you things. So if I can buy you stuff, that's going to be my way of showing love to you. So down in the bottom of your spread, something you might not be aware of, Taurus, is using money in exchange for time or heart energy. Maybe, and this can be for consideration only, it doesn't have to fit you if it doesn't fit you, but maybe consider if you do that. Consider if you are more comfortable with your resources than you are with your opening up your heart to somebody. So Four of Pentacles can just be a very reserved, private, behind the scenes. I don't really want to show who I really am to the world because I would rather just kind of stay protected. Four of Pentacles. It's very frugal with resources, being very careful with how I choose to spend my time, my effort, my money. But I think it also, I really get that sense. It's the possibility that I might feel more comfortable taking you to the toy store and buying you toys than sitting and having a heart-to-heart conversation with you. So take that or leave it. If it fits, great. In your advice is the moon. And the moon is emotional, so emotional. And it is major arcana, again, another water energy. This one, Pisces and Cancer oriented, very secretive, very emotional, very private. It's very empathic. Your advice is, what this is really saying to me is, be emotional. It's an advice. You know what you can do with advice. You can take it or leave it. But consider being emotional. Consider using your emotions to dictate your behavior. Consider feeling things out. And there's so much feeling going on in your center anyways. But consider using your emotions to kind of guide you through how this month of November will go. Feel into it. Know if it's the right time. The moon is also about timing. It can be secretive. So maybe your moves right now aren't for everybody's knowledge. Maybe you did walk away from devil energy because somebody was being shisty and shady, and that what the truth really was. And as you move forward into your future, you have this net need to be more in tune with your emotions. Know that timing is everything. And as I feel my way through my path, not everything is ready to be revealed. There's some secrets at play. I'm sorry, I skipped future energy, which is Two of Wands, and that's very fiery and very passionate and very much inspired. And really, it's a very interesting deliberation between my comfort zone and my future, my pursuits. What I like to think of this as, and there's usually a globe in the person's hand, they're looking like they want to travel the world. They want to backpack across Europe. They want to take an African safari vacation. They want to go do something, but they're also scared. They're scared to leave home. They're scared to travel. They're scared to try new things. They're afraid. It's just a deliberation. It doesn't mean that it's paralyzing fear and you're never going to do it. I think just as you move through November, there could be that sense of, I just want my creature comforts. And you are an earth sign, Taurus. So you do like home, good food, my family, my private life. Things are kind of kept under wraps. And so there just might be a little bit of a, what is the word? Like a paradox, a polarity. There's a polarity twist because I can go and I can explore and I can travel and see new things, but I can also stay right here in my Four of Pentacles where I feel very safe and protected and content. So your near future is going to be, there's going to be a choice to make between should you go out or should you stay in type of energy. And then your advice would be use your emotional, make the emotional call of moon energy, how you're going to proceed. And in your external environment, external influence, Two of Pentacles, definitely a similar energy to Two of Wands, only in that there is a juggling act going on. There is that lemniscate universal energy. I also want to point out in this card, there is an ocean behind this person, and the ocean looks like a storm is brewing. Your emotions, oceans represent emotions in tarot cards. Water is water energy. It's emotional, and there's a storm brewing. There is some emotional turmoil because there is a juggling act at bay. So someone outside of you that affects you very much, they can't make up their dadgum mind. They're all over the place. They're trying to decide whether work's their priority, whether you're their priority, whether they want to go and travel and take that trip with you, or whether they want to stay home. It affects you. So maybe that's why you have this Two of Wands too, but somebody outside of you can't make up their dang mind, and that is influencing you. Your hope and your fear is Ace of Swords, and that is speaking the truth. And I mean, that is self-explanatory why that could be a hope and why that could be a fear. You know, sometimes we're not ready to hear the truth. What if it's about us? What if it's about the situation that we're in? What if it's about this devil energy? What if this is me in my high priestess mode and I finally decide to speak what I've been holding in all this time, or where I'm currently holding secrets? I'm keeping things under wraps. Moon, high priestess, very secretive, very under the surface. And what if this shows up here? This is in my hope and fear. What if it's time to reveal the truth of something, to bring clarity to a situation, to show really, maybe it is in this Five of Wands situation, or the Seven of Swords. What if I really call a spade a spade? What if I really take my sword out? And remember, the sword can be offensive or defensive. It can be, I'm gonna break the silence. I'm going to share with everyone because it's just for the highest and best good for the situation, that the truth is revealed and that everybody can move forward. You know, when you're only as sick as your secrets, hope and fear that the truth will be spoken. Also know that the sword can be an actual weapon. So if we use our truth to hurt someone intentionally, that will have negative effects karmically. If you're someone that believes in karma, I do. And so words can be weapons. Words can be used to hurt. A spell is spoken out into the open, into the atmosphere. And you know, once you speak things, they can't be unspoken. So we need to be very careful what we share in the way of communicating the truth, casting light on a situation that's been in the dark for so long. Very high priestess, very moon. There's a lot going on. So it seems like the month of November might just have you in that place where you really want to share what you've been through, your story, your what's led you to where you are now. There is something you want to share, and I think it's very clear the timing has to be just right. As you move into the future, possible outcome for your future potential outcome, Page of Wands. And this is a very immature inspiration, a very immature, passionate pursuit. The page is going to bring a message. There will be a message. And remember, this is a potential outcome, but a message could be coming to you of a new plan, a new pursuit, a new, it can be passionate romantically as well. So there might be a message of passion headed your way, Taurus. Maybe there's a little lusty, dusty energy coming on. And so prepare yourself for that. This can also be just you wanting a new opportunity for, remember, we talked Two of Wands, that stay home, go out. Page of Wands is very go out. Page of Wands is very much, hey, the match has been struck. And now what do we do with the fire? You know, it's kind of still fresh. It's new. It's an offer of inspiration, action, passion. So that is kind of exciting, Taurus. I hope this reading is helpful for you. I hope that you feel comfortable to share how it lands for you. I love hearing how things feel in the way of the reading goes for you. I know that it might not fit every Taurus out there, but I hope it lands for a few of you. I have the oracle cards from Sonia Choquette, and we're going to look at meditate for Taurus. Card number 22. I'm going to get the book out. I want to share the meaning from the book. That way I don't skew what the author's intention was for it. And it says, meditate. You've been meaning to meditate, and maybe you're managing to sometimes. However, if you really want to live a fully grounded and guided sixth sensory life in the flow of synchronicity and good vibes, you must meditate every day. I know it takes time and commitment, but the gain is worth the effort. It stabilizes your sixth sense and trains your mind to quiet down so that you can heal your vibes more accurately. View meditation as a gift, not as an assignment or an unpleasant duty. You don't have to meditate for a long time to be successful. 10 to 20 minutes is adequate. What is far more important is to meditate at the same time every day. The more consistent and predictable it is, the easier it becomes. Your subconscious mind starts to anticipate that time is as a moment to relax and listen to the higher self, and it cooperates. If you're consistent, you'll receive the guidance you seek as you meditate. It's simple. Start with breathing slowly in to the count of 4, out for the count of 4, and relax. Think only of your breath and being. Start with 5 minutes and work up to 15. If your mind wanders, don't worry. Simply go back to breathing. Be patient and stay with it. Look forward to it. Enjoy your meditation. It's an appointment with peace. Taurus, I hope this reading helps you. I hope it serves you in some way, shape, or form. I love to hear how it lands for you. Like, subscribe, share, follow, repost the videos, YouTube, TikTok. Any interaction with either channel is so very appreciated. Thank you. Be blessed. Namaste.